The soft hum of the early morning lingered in the air as James waited for his colleague to arrive. The quiet surroundings of the village field were a far cry from the fast-paced business world he often occupied. But today, there was something different. Something unsettling. Ring, ring. Allo, toi nghe day, sap James a, cow den chua? The voice on the other end of the line was familiar, but laced with an underlying urgency. I am here, James replied. His voice was calm but attentive. I just ordered some drinks. What would you like? Just a lemon tea, please. James relayed the order to the cafe owner, who was already preparing the drinks. He couldn't help but glance at the small vineyard beside him. The vines were overgrown, and the melons appeared harder to pick than he initially thought. Looks like these melons are a bit tricky to harvest, James remarked, noticing the challenge ahead. Some of them seem smaller, but a few are surprisingly large. His colleague arrived moments later, wearing a look of quiet professionalism. I just got here. Have you been waiting long? He asked as he took a seat. No, not long, James answered. I've got something I need your help with. It's a small project, but it could mean something important. I need you to help me design a wooden house. I've already got a basic model, but I need it brought to life in more detail. His colleague nodded. I'll take a look at it. James handed over the plans, and his colleague studied the designs carefully, his brow furrowing in concentration. I'm well versed in construction, but wooden houses are different. The design seems simple enough, but for durability and aesthetics, we'll need precise details. There's no room for mistakes. To avoid using too many nails, we'll have to focus on how the wood pieces interlock. But I can give it a try. That's all I'm asking, James said. I trust your judgment. If this works, I'll need you to assemble a small team. Maybe just 3 or 4 workers to start. I'll take care of that, his colleague replied confidently. I know a few specialists in woodworking. I'll get in touch with them to make sure we have the right team for the job. As they continued discussing the logistics, James's mind wandered briefly. There was more at stake here than just this one project. And what about the materials? James inquired. Can you source the right kind of wood around here? Leave that to me, his colleague assured. I've got connections with local suppliers. I'll make sure we find the best materials for the build. As for the workers, I'll have the design ready by the end of the day. Once I get it finished, I'll send it over to you. James relaxed slightly, impressed by his colleague's efficiency. Thanks. I'll wait for it. Take your time. The conversation shifted to more pressing matters, and his colleague casually mentioned the recent challenges they were facing. Things have been tough with all the flooding, he explained. From kilometer 9 to kilometer 15, the roads have been destroyed, and it's making it hard for people to get around. We're working on it, but the situation is complicated. James nodded, his thoughts turning to the broader picture. What about the company's standing? How are we faring in the market? There's competition popping up everywhere, his colleague admitted. It's harder to get clients when so many new construction companies are emerging. The market is crowded, and it's making it tough to compete. James paused for a moment, thinking carefully before responding. We've been around a long time, and that counts for something. Our reputation for quality will carry us through. It doesn't matter how many companies pop up. The clients who know us will keep coming back. His colleague considered this. I agree, but maybe we should start thinking about new ways to stand out. Some fresh marketing strategies might be in order. James raised an eyebrow. Marketing, huh? You're probably right. But don't forget, what we do is quality, not just flashy ads. People find their way to us because we've earned their trust. His colleague nodded again, looking slightly more optimistic. You're right, of course. We've built our name. I'll work on some strategies. They talked further about the plans for their business and the future. James's thoughts, however, were interrupted by a figure approaching in the distance. It was Diep, his colleague's ex-wife, and she was walking toward them with a basket full of harvested melons. Diep? His colleague's voice was filled with surprise. Is that really you, Diep? She smiled warmly. Yes, it's me. I just finished harvesting some melons. She sat with them, and they exchanged pleasantries, though there was an underlying tension. The conversation shifted to more personal matters, and James's colleague, visibly trying to make peace with his past, began to speak with a mix of regret and relief. You know, Diep, I never meant to hurt you, he said quietly. I wasn't there for you when you needed me. But seeing you today, it makes me realize how much I've changed. Diep's eyes softened as she listened. We've both changed, she replied. I've let go of the past. And I'm happy to see you've found peace. His colleague's gaze lowered. I've made mistakes. But today, I see things differently. I'm glad you've moved on. You deserve happiness. I've forgiven you a long time ago, Diep said, her voice steady. I've learned to focus on my own life now. She glanced at James, a thoughtful look in her eyes. You've found someone else, haven't you? James, her ex-husband nodded. Yes, we're still getting to know each other. But I'm glad you're doing well. I just wanted to know you're happy. I am, Deep replied softly, and that's all that matters now. As the conversation drew to a close, James's colleague looked at Deep with a hint of regret, then turned to James. It's good to see her happy, even after all that happened. James simply nodded. We all have our pasts. But it's the future we build together that counts.